How's everyone doing today? My name is Dusty Suela, and I'm going to be going through an evening, very gentle yin practice with you. So remembering that all yoga is a practice, so if you find this first practice, if this is one of your first practices, to be really challenging, continue to work at it. This practice is really for to help you to decompress after maybe a stressful day or just a regular day. It's a way to release the things that no longer serve you from the day, but also to help you to unwind. We're going to do 3 yin poses. So yin yoga gets deep within the tissues, the fascia, the tendons, the ligaments, and releases tension. Yin yoga has tons and tons of health benefits for our mental state, to decrease stress, and to help us sleep at night. So this is a great practice to release the hormones that you don't want to have in your body. So thank you again for joining me, and we'll get started. You can also use props as an option, not required, but even using some things that you have around the home if you don't have the actual yoga props. You can use pillows, throw blankets, throw pillows to help bring the earth closer to you, to help you to get deeper within the practice. Yin yoga has 3 little rules that we like to follow. Number 1 is to find your edge. So if you are in the pose, as you get into the pose, you go to your comfort level. Yin yoga, we are a little uncomfortable. There's some discomfort, but you don't want to go to the point of pain. So that's taking it a little too far. If that does occur throughout the practice, simply come out of the pose or back off on the pose a little bit. The second little rule is to find stillness. So once you get into the pose, try not to be too jittery, to utilize your breath as a form of relaxation, to let your body surrender and get deeper into the pose, feeling the pull of gravity beneath you. And then the third thing is to surrender to the time. So these poses can be held up to 5 minutes or so, or as little as 1 minute. You'll still get the benefits. Part of this practice is also to find stillness within the mind so that you can recognize what's coming up for you, what's bubbling up within, what feelings and emotions are actually present, and to work through some of those emotions, maybe from the day, the stressors from the day, and breathing through it. So thank you again for joining me. We're going to move into the first pose. One that many have practiced, I'm sure, is child's pose. You are welcome to bring a blanket maybe underneath you. If you don't have a yoga mat, just the earth is fine. I'm going to use a prop, a bolster here. And depending on your flexibility, you could even prop your bolster up a little bit higher by placing blocks underneath to bring the earth closer to you. Knees can be together or wide. You get to choose. And I would hold this pose personally for about 5 minutes, but completely up to you. I'm going to show you, we'll get into the pose. And then if you want to hold the pose longer, just pause the video and you can hold it longer. But I'm going to show you guys for about a minute here once I get into the pose. So I'm going to lengthen through the crown. Knees are on the sides of the bolster. Big breath in, and then slowly exhale, bringing my torso over the bolster. Hands are down at the side. The right side of my face is on the pillow, on the bolster. So finding your edge. So if you, as you get into this pose, finding your edge and seeing where you can breathe into the darker parts of the body. So the tense areas, the stressed areas. And depending on how stressful of a day you had, you can feel the stress within your body. Is it in your lower back? Is it on the left or the right side of the body? Where is it present? So noticing, feeling, being mindful of what's present, and then just letting your body stay as still as possible as you let go of tension and the need to hold on. Relaxing your glutes, your back. Notice if you can feel the beating of your heart, the rise and fall of your belly as you breathe. Finding which side of the face is most comfortable, you can switch over to the other side. Give that a try. Once again, you can hold this for really up to 5 minutes. You're also welcome to take a couple cleansing breaths. So just big inhales, opening the mouth, exhale, sigh, breath out. You can do that 2 more times. This can help to relax that vagus nerve, your 10th cranial nerve. Good. And then to come out of the pose, simply take your time coming out, moving your props. And then I like to roll through a couple movements, stretching my body, counter poses. You can even go up into down dog if you choose. Roll through cat and cow, maybe shift the hips right to left. Finding what you need to rebound. So taking about 30 seconds or so to rebound the tissues after each yin pose. The next pose is we're going to come into supported fish, or you can use your bolster. And you can also use a pillow or your blocks if you want to get a little bit deeper into the tissues. This is a softer option. If you do use the blocks, you can use them either flat, like so, or up on the side. If you don't have either of these options at home, you can use a blanket and just roll the blanket up, like so, and just place it along the spine. So lots of different options. I'm going to use the bolster. And to get into the pose, my tailbone is against the bolster. And then I'm going to slowly just come down onto my back, finding what works best for your body and your legs. My palms are down at my side. My legs are crossed. You can try that. You can also, coming into supported fish here, straightening the legs and just feeling your body surrender over the bolster. It feels really, really good. So what this pose can do as it moves the energy within the body, it opens up your heart. It also alleviates some of that stress off your lower back and your hips. So letting your body melt into the bolster, feeling the front side of your body open. If you need a little more help opening the shoulders, you can bring your arms up and out to the side. You can also bring your arms up above your head, depending on the mobility of your shoulders. So all great options. You can take a cleansing breath at the beginning of the pose to get you deeper into each asana. You can try that. Just take a big breath in and a deep exhale as you release. And I personally like to walk kind of through my body, starting either at my toes or the crown of my head, working up or down. and just letting my body relax. So say for instance, if I start with the crown of my head, I relax my face, the back of my head, my shoulders, elbows and fingers, my spine, my hips, my thighs, knees, calves, and ankles. Once again, you can hold this practice or this pose as long as you would like. Be mindful of your lower back. This is a pretty big dip in the lower back, in that lumbar spine. So finding that stillness, surrendering to the time, surrendering to the day. There's no need to control anymore or try to control. So to come up out of this pose, you can bring your arms down if they're not already at the side. Palms are down, and then simply bring your chin towards your chest, press into your elbows and your hands, and make your way up. I like to come into a couple seated cat and cows after that pose because I had really opened the front side of my body. So then coming into a cat spine, just taking your time to move through and letting your body rebound. 2 more poses for this evening practice. The next pose, since we just opened the front side of our body, we're going to open the back side now. And we're going to come into butterfly pose. Feet are together, knees are wide. And I'm going to bring my blocks in front of me. So my blocks are to come into, I'll show you here, my feet, in between my feet. If that's not comfortable for you, you can bring your feet out further and bring your block in front of your ankles. So lifting, lengthening, and then I'm going to exhale and curve my spine, bringing my elbows down and bringing my forehead towards the block. So this might not be accessible for you. If not, you're welcome to bring 2 blocks to stack and bring the earth closer to you. You can also make 2 fists and then bring your fist to the blocks and then bring your third eye or your brow to your fists. So this is opening the back side of the body. It's also opening the hips. So staying in this pose for a couple minutes, breathing through it. You can also just come forward and let gravity work against you, letting the back of your head rest on that pull of gravity. Feeling the release in through the neck, in through the spine, in through the hips, the knees. Once again, holding this pose as long as you would like. As little as 1 minute or up to 5 minutes. Taking a couple cleansing breaths to notice, to release, to let go of what no longer serves you. Slowly making your way up, bringing your knees together, and moving your body however you need to rebound. Very good. Taking the time you need to rebound as I set up for the next pose. So I'm going to bring my blocks to my side. And you can also, I'm going to give you two options with this pose. So I'm going to come down onto my back. And first just bringing my feet to the earth. And notice how, after a long day, how your spine feels, how that lumbar spine and the lower back feels. And this might not be really comfortable for you. So I'm going to give you, like I said, a couple different options. You can simply bring your knees up, feet up off the earth, knees are bent, and you can stay just like this. This is an option. Another option is to straighten the legs. A third option is to place your block underneath the sacrum. If you do that, you can simply stay with your feet on the earth. So you'll feel that release in the lower back and the sacrum from the block. Relaxing the shoulders, sinking in. And then you can bring your knees up off the earth. You can stay here or straightening the legs. Another option is you can have your glutes and your lower body against the wall, for legs up the wall. Completely up to you. So I like to end with this pose because I like to think about my day and the things that I want to let go of from the day. So maybe how my day started. If it wasn't the best start to my day, I want to think about the water coming over my toes as if it's a waterfall. And the things that I want to release, I want to let them just go off the waterfall. Releasing completely. And then maybe that coworker that wasn't very nice or said some hurtful things or was nitpicking at you, let those things go. And then all the to-dos that you had to do, and then those that are left for another day, the stressors that can come with that sometimes, letting those things go, just for right now. Legs up the wall is also great for lymphatic drainage, any time of year. What a great option. Slowly bringing your feet, your knees down, bending your knees. Bring your feet to the earth. And then pressing into the bottoms of the feet and not using the space by the block. Pressing into the bottoms of the feet, lifting through the legs, and remove the block, and slowly bring your hips back down. And then maybe bring the knees into the chest, giving yourself a nice hug, rocking right to left. Good. And then ending with a final Shavasana. So you're welcome to close your eyes and soften your gaze, finding a comfortable corpse pose. You're also welcome to bring your right hand over your belly, your left hand over your heart. As a reminder to feel the beating of your beautiful heart, the rise and fall of your belly as you breathe. And to let go of the things from the day. Knowing that where you're at this moment in time is temporary. To honor it for what it is. And also know that this too shall pass. So taking your time as long as you would like in that final pose of Shavasana.
you can
Again,
stop.
thank you so much for joining me. My name is Dusty Suela, and you just joined me for a evening yin practice. The light within me sees and honors that beautiful light within you. Namaste.